I am back here in the dream of Harlem. Some call mistakenly the hood. Writing creating nihilistic forms of hybrid poetry, though familiar in the echoing beat sluicing through the musical structure of language, after listening to ocean waves whispering African history crossing the Atlantic, the Caribbean Sea, waves foaming in on shore in Guadeloupe. Having listened to those ancient voices, those ancient forms telling me I am old, but new here in this evolving place called America, where new forms have been created, yes, work songs, spiritual, gospel, sermon, blues, swing, jazz, rhythm and blues, pop, rock, fusion, rap. And I have come to follow creation down a path, attempting to raise up a new form with music and poetry. And I call it 7-11, after the throw of the dice. Because 7-11 throws, 7 throw 11 wins in the game of dice. 7 throw 11 wins freedom. So I began reaching back my fingers through words to touch your spirit of new paths inside the beating hearts of ancestors in this new world, in this moment, reclaiming reconciliation, joy, celebrating the obliterating journey of the Middle Passage, crossing when every indicator informed us all was lost, in the bones dissolving into silk in that crossing. But now I know ancestors, yes, flew back spiritually to the homeland, then winged forward through time into the present here, the future too. As caressing spirits seduced me, although through love as I slept dreaming in Guadeloupe, in the wee hours after midnight in Haiti, ghost voices came to surround me inside my memories. Brought their alchemy rooted in there, inside my blood gene chromosomes, where miracles can anchor sacred secrets inside mystery. Magic in Haiti can rise up here, privileged in this confidential moment. So I felt your presence, ancient spirit, again fusing with mine through space, across time, through the distortion of words, languages, syllables, sounds, our tongues sluicing together, now forming a connected tissue, infusing our languages right here in blood. No matter we had become strangers again, as happened back then before the crossing, when tribalism, greed, the lost lust for power, severed our connection from one another, was the reason our ancestors were thrown to sharks, the horrible bloodletting passage through waters of the Atlantic, while yours, dear ancestors, stayed there where you were, yes, lived through the other forms of bloodletting, enslavement in the space you banished me from. Now, I am telling you, here, you are forgiven. In this poem, now, you must forgive yourself too, and love this stranger, brother, myself, a blackamoor, before you now, because your blood gene chromosome is linked to mine in the form of a rod-shaped arm extending a handshake across time, space, embracing us, ancient spirits, here in this poem. I give to you now the providence of unconditional love. Take it, my brother, sister, embrace it, me. Now, grasp my hand, extend it here in this moment of reconciliation. Receive my invitation, dear spirit, brother, sister, mother, father, uncle, aunt, cousin, blood. Accept my love, forgiveness now. Recognize this new language coursing through my poem, this poem, speaking here in this strange new place, in my voice infused with yours. Speaking in shared blood, scaffolded in shared horror, inflicted on us both. My dreaming thrown back down, linked now through your wallowing in guilt for casting me out. Knowing these crimes will be redressed inside. Reconciliation, knowing our metamorphosis is a gift, a metaphor, leading to sacred love. So I extend to you now through this form, brother, sister, blood, knowing recompense of the journey will be shared as we move together into a future with our voices, not theirs, not voices of our slavers, but ours, our voices, writing histories of our own blood shed throughout the length of this passage, knowing we are recreating new history now. Call it myth, yes, call it myth, call it whatever, but it is our remembrance with our imagination flying as a breathing, living testimony. We are creating, evoking now, here in a living language full of new metaphors, sluicing off our own tongues in the musical jambalaya, 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 the languages coming from Haiti, coming from here, coming from Trinidad, coming from everywhere we were and are. We are speaking now in this form, breaking multi-level rhythms, filled with neologism. The motto we stand with here, reborn, secure in this voice. We are speaking now, reader, listener, our multilingual poetic voices deep in the world vocabulary, galvanizing power in our invented forms here now, on display. In the creative force we move through as blackamoors into an unknown future. We renew our fecund imagination, impregnating language found in our voices. We are breaking through linguistic paralysis, raising up magic, mystery in this moment, with poets creating new poetic forms. 7th or 11 wins the game of dice. 7th or 11 wins. Free of terror, we are here. Reborn, we breathe in the moment, creating, speaking the future in song, drums, unafraid of madness of the past. We are syncopating Duke's magic, the train whistle rambunctiousness in basses, inventive, driving music, the voodoo lace trumpet voice of Shango riffs, nailing Satchmo's gumbo voice, the Kansas City rooster sound of birds, hot pepper, soaring solo horn, shooting white girl nodding sickness through his veins, a sign of the times to come, speaking through Bud Powell's catatonic words, though one can see in his eyes genius, slant of notes, rips running on blurring wings of his hummingbird fingers, flying over piano keys, tickling cars. Yes, 7th or 11 wins. 7th or 11 wins. The game of dice. 7th or 11 wins. High priest of hypness, monk, black carding, mysterioso, black and white keys, shuffling his feet back and forth under the piano. The fleet, high flying, rat-tat-tat speedo, rash licks, dizzy blue, spinning bebop with a Cuban flash up in his attitude. The president of Hypness wearing a badge saying ivy-divey, ivy-divey, sweet, jamming, soul-bending syllables, blown, wailing through saxophone speak, bop cool as the Prince of Darkness, style too hip for clues to express through metaphors. So he whispers muted kind of blue trumpet licks, creating new language and music 5 times, so-called cool jazz, roadhouse funk, rock and roll bitches brew on the corner with all those hip, deep bass, drum grooves, Andrew Cyrille, drum groove. 7th or 11 wins the game of dice. 7th or 11 wins. Leontine Price, Black Diva from Mississippi, soaring, sonic hoodoo voice breaking through barriers, bringing Urzu Lee to Bach, Beethoven Town, Ella Scott's way down, deep, neologic wordplays, ignoring dull ways to phrase, hoary song lyrics. New takes on black spinning lyric vinyl lady, Day, Sarah, Donna, Abby, Bo Pullman, slick styling McRae, cold-blooded vamp, no-nonsense Nina Simone, dropping spells on those who heard her voice phrase, deep, mysterious Elan, oral language, wordplay in blues poets, Sun House, Muddy Water, Bo Hoochie, tumbling 40 days, 40 nights, stroking smokestack lightning. Got my mojo working, cause my love strikes quick. 7th or 11 wins the game of dice. 7th or 11 wins. Cold, lightning, howling wolf songs. Mr. Highwayman at your back door moaning for his baby, a spoonful of evil going down slow. Built for comfort, out on the killing floor. Night crawling king snake, wang dang doodling. Boogie woogie and Chuck Berry's song. Maybelline pulsing in the wee wee hours. 30 days, you can't catch me. Roll over Beethoven, Chell Tchaikovsky the news. There's this new music we call rhythm and blues, cause there's too much monkey business. Reeking and rocking, little Queenie, my ding-a-ling, my own business. Johnny B. Good, sweet baby, talking about the queen of soul, Rita's words. Hey, 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 hallelujah. Shouting inside fabric of gospel respect. 7th or 11 wins the game of dice. 7th or 11 wins vows. Deep, deep singing Ray Charles. Stevie Wonder then took them other voice gymnastics way across town where Godfather of funky soul was getting up on his good foot, on the good foot of rhythmic black language, while the king of world music moonwalked. I say moonwalk backwards, up on tippy toes, waving one sequin glove hat, cocked, breaking syllables in a million different ways, all handed down through African culture. Metamorphosis brought here, transmogrified here in tongues, in sunrise space. Travels, Voodoo Child, Jimi Hendrix, dropping bombs from his airplane guitar blast at Woodstock. Thrill, history, Whitney Houston, Living Color, Cameo, Naughty by Nature, Fugees, Arrested Development, A Tribe Called Quest. 7th or 11 wins the game of dice. 7th or 11 wins. Rappers, Public Enemy, Tupac, Biggie, Snoop Doggy, Dogg, Jay-Z, Nas, rapping to the core. J. Cole, Dr. Dre, Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar, Bo, all this black power human delivers female power in Macy Gray, Beyonce, and Rihanna. I am writing these words sitting at my desk overlooking Little Senegal on 116th Street, Harlem, New York. I am thinking of the door of no return in Gorée. I am thinking of sitting on my veranda one night when stars were diamonds in an ink black sky and waves were foaming from the sea with sacred voices in Guadeloupe, where the genesis for this poem first moored, rooted, root metaphors, bloomed from those root seeds into flowers, transformed into words that grew wings on images and flew through centuries, sentences, as birds up in the blue, music of the sky, sluicing new voices, all of this rooted in mystery, beauty, ugliness too. After African ghost spirit crabs transformed themselves into voodoo spirit loas through the spirits of Lake Ba, Earthly, Akwe, on a beach in Haiti, the drumming of Andrew Cyrille, born here in me in Guadeloupe, reborn in me through seduction in my sleep while dreaming, before being transformed into transmogrified rapture, rhapsody in the free-flowing structure of this episodic poem created through African-American hoodoo spirituality inhabiting me now here in Harlem as I sit here in my study, writing it all down into this living, breathing poem chronicling a very long, torturous journey, miracles, resurrections, the redemptive legacy of blackamoors, hoping you readers, listeners are hearing this testimony now too, paying attention to all these spirits speaking in tongues through this poem. 7th or 11 wins the game of dice. 7th or 11 wins. 7th or 11 wins the game of life. 7th or 11 wins love, holiness, freedom. It. 7th or 11 wins games of life. 7th or 11 wins it. 7th or 11 wins it. 7th or 11 wins freedom.